Now then, money, money, money. Is that all you think about, Mr. Rainier?
He says, it's not all I think about. As he says that, he kind of glances over at some other scantily clad women who are dancing on the stage now.
Well, why don't we step a little somewhere more private and see what happens? And she's trying to look as seductive as she possibly can while hiding the disgust.
Okay.
Wait, were you not getting that hard?
Okay. So, yeah, roll a... Gosh, that would be a persuasion, I guess? Persuasion?
There's a seduction skill, though.
Oh, then yeah, seduction. If there's a seduction skill, do that. Which is that communication?
I was gonna say, couldn't it be animal handling?
Pasha, you naughty...
Yes! Communication animal
Pasha, you naughty Tamerson.
Go ahead, roll your seduction. We'll see where this goes.
That's a 14.
14?
14?
Alright.
14?
Alright, I'm gonna roll. He's, intoxicated, so...
He doesn't have high standards, come on.
He doesn't. I'm going to say, I'm gonna get a disadvantage. 13 and 9. Okay.
Hey.
So he's gonna say, alright, you think you can make it worth my while? We'll talk and see where it goes.
Pasha's gonna start leading him to an alley if she can find one. And she's still doing the hand motion up and down the arm. Up and down.
And Daretham just follow along and then just happen to lean in the entry of the alley so he just happens to be blocking the view to the street?
Yes. So as Rainier's following Pasha, he actually takes one more swig of his beer, and he actually forcibly hands it to Daretham, and just to hold on to. He gives it to Daretham, and then he just kind of does a, wiping off his face, and then he kind of rotates his head around and follows after Pasha into the alley.
Pasha just has this Cheshire Cat grin. It's very wide of yes, follow me, drunk man.
All right.
And then once he's out of sight, I would just start following to block the alley, and then as I'm going, just turn the beer over.
Yes, you can do that. And Leon, what is Leon doing?
Leon, sort of gives the, it's going to go down, and sort of look to Daretham, and just sort of, leans with Daretham, keeping an eye on
Good night
Pasha.
tonight, right? It's a very good festival.
Oh, yes. I hear that some of the shows can be spectacular.
Yeah, though some seem to be kind of rowdy, but it comes with the territory.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah.
Is the magic hater about to get herself killed? You hear Pyrus whisper from her backpack.
I think she's going to do the killing.
Oh, how disappointing.
But we could convince her to join the dark side.
That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time, boy. What made you see the light?
Well,
Leon, there's
not that there is much in this city.
Pyrus talking again.
Well, you gotta talk to the book every once in a while.
Fair enough.
So Pasha goes into the alley. What happens?
So she's still, all the while, up and down the arm. She's, now, Mr. Rainier, do you even remember my name?
He looks at you again. Frida? Beatrice?
No.
Nah, you don't look like a Beatrice. Karen.
So close yet so far. I'm so much friendlier when people know my name. And she's gonna, as she goes down, she's gonna grab his wrist and she's basically gonna try and do that.
Nice. Yeah,
And
roll
just
me a
pin him
might.
to the wall. Just
Yes, give me a might, please.
might. Strength.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
21 with 4 stump points.
My goodness. Yeah.
those be
So
saves
is
the
that
chakra?
minus strength? Is that a minus, or is that minus to attack rolls?
Minus to attack roll, so that's not.
Minus to attack rolls, so you're
Yes.
fine. You're fine.
Can she save those stun points? For
Well,
chakra?
the chakras I don't
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, she doesn't. She can't currently because she doesn't have one equipped. So
But she can still save chakra, right?
that is true. You technically could, if you want to,
Oh.
save the chakra points. You could put him in reserve, technically, even if you don't have anything equipped. But anyway, regardless of what you decide, he fails. So you have him up against the wall. Now what happens?
She leans in very close. And I think the thing about Pasha when she's mad, she doesn't yell. She gets very, very quiet. And so she leans into him and she says, "Now listen to me, you sickly, wheezing little man. Do you know what I am?"
He looks very surprised and shocked, and he says, "I take it that you're not doing this to get into position, are you?"
No, my dear. No, I'm not. Now, as you didn't answer my question, I am a lady. What am I?
Lady?
Yes, correct. Good boy. And what don't we call ladies?
I have no idea. You're gonna have to help me
He's
out
gonna
here.
push him a little bit
Oh.
into the wall and toots, or whatever other little insignificance that your tiny little brain can come up with. What don't we call ladies?
All right. No toots. Won't call you toots.
Thank you. We refer to ladies as miss, or whatever else your little language has. Now then, you're not dealing with Russo. You're dealing with me. And I think for the amount of mental anguish that you have put me through, I think the 2 sovereigns you got was a very good deal.
He is listening to what you're saying, and he's trying to like struggle out of the hold, but he's not getting out of it. Even though this man, I think, towers over you, somehow you have him under control. You have him under pretty good control. And then he says, "So Russo puts you in charge?"
My dear. It's not a matter of being in charge. It's about being in control. You, my dear, have very little control in this scenario. I mean, how many drinks have you already had tonight?
He's like, Maker knows. I have no idea.
And this is why you should stop drinking, sir. If you were sober, I probably wouldn't have much of a chance here.
You got a point.
Now
says.
then, why don't you run along home to your sister like a good boy, and maybe, just maybe, stop with the drinking and derogatory names? That would be most excellent, my dear.
Do you release him then, or you don't release him yet?
She's gonna, hold him for a second, just to see what his... Is there, a look of, I'm gonna punch you
Yeah.
once Okay. She's gonna keep him in the hold, but she's gonna back up from the wall, and she's gonna start walking towards the main thing, and as they get to the alley entrance, she's just gonna shove him out as a kind of...
You'll shove him out. He'll actually, stumble. Almost stumble into, a cart or something. But he manages to right himself. And then he looks at you, and he's got a very, dirty look on his face.
As he looks back, since Dartham and Leon are there and they kind of moved aside, can I just very slightly raise my hood just so he can see my mouth and then just go... and just show him my sharp teeth.
He looks at you, and his face starts to waver quite a bit when he sees that. And then he looks back at Pasha, then he looks back at you, and then he kind of like throws his hands out and says, "Ah, it ain't worth it. We didn't really want to tap that anyway," he says, as he turns, and he just kind of lumbers off.
I toss him the bottle and ensure that it falls short so it shatters on the ground.
When it shatters on the ground, he starts curses and says, "That was my favorite mug." And he still continues to leave, but he's like watching Darthan, looking very upset and very angry, but he does lumber off, as I said.
Pasha, as soon as he goes, Pasha just kind of straightens the front panel of her side. That was most satisfying.
Pasha,
Yes?
remind me never to piss you off.
Okay. And then she takes her bun from Leon. There we go. Nom nom nom.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find some, sweeter things deeper in.
Speaking of buns, we will go to Tirin.
Okay, fun. Oh, romance, oh, romance.
Tirin!
Yes.
So you guys go over to the edge of the lake just outside of the city. It is a beautiful, beautiful night. Of course, all day is a beautiful night in this place. But the festivities is mostly happening in the city right now, so there really isn't anyone around. But again, it's very romantic. You can hear like the chirping of crickets in the distance, and the air is crisp and clean and fresh. And I'm going to say that Diana will take you by the hand, and she'll actually remove some of her shoes and sort of like start dipping her toes into the water and just like wading in the edge of the water. And she just says, "That feels great on my feet after a night of dancing."
Should feel good. Did you like doing this maybe when you were young? Dipping your legs and your feet to the lake or lakes, wherever you've been?
"I do," she says. "It's so refreshing, just wading in the water, and just the air just around the lakes and rivers is just so fresh and crisp."
Yeah, I kind of like take a sniff of the lake, kind of get the smell of like the lake air or ozone and stuff like that, and I kind of breathe out. Definitely fresh. I kind of look at her, and I kind of look at my feet, and I get my boots off, and I'll also like take a small dip.
"So, how long are you sticking around in the city?"
I think a day or so, and then we'll be making our way to where we're heading next, Orlais, I think.
"You're leaving so soon?" She looks very disappointed.
Oh, with the caravan, with the rest of the carnival and all that. Why, you're not coming with us, or?
"Well, I'm not part of the circus, but was that an invitation?" she asks.
Well, Tirin kind of smiles a bit. You can always hop on. I mean, as far as I know, Ignaldo was a nice guy, and you seem to like doing this also. So,
Do you think maybe he'd have a job for me?
I can vouch for that also.
She says, "I'd have to say that might be sounds like a fun gig. What about your friends, though? You don't think they would mind?"
There's many people in the circus. I got many people I know, so I don't think they'll mind one bit. For all I know, they could be just looking at me right now and just giggling about.
Oh? She actually turns and looks around just to see if they're there. Did your friends follow us?
I don't think so. No. If that happens, we can always hide away.
She sort of grins a little bit. And then she says, well, I don't want to completely talk about myself this whole time. How about you, Tirin? What's waiting for you in Orlais?
I mean, kind of smile a bit.
A girlfriend? She asks.
No, I'm with no one.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just I've never been to Orlais, and also I know a couple of my companions wanted to go there, and well, I haven't been there yet, so why not, take a look there and see what's there, and also try to do what I've been trying to do since I left to winter.
Which is?
Help people with any problems they have. I am a doctor, and I try to help with any illnesses, injuries, save the poor folk who are hurt.
That sounds admirable. And her expression, looks a little curious. And she says, if you don't mind me asking, Tirin, I just find that a little curious because someone like yourself who was in the situation that you were in Winter, you just seem very, how should I put it, generous and helpful despite what happened to you. I find, not to sound cynical or anything, but I'm wondering why that is.
Tirin kind of chuckles a little bit, but then he kind of stops himself and he calms down. The smile's gone as he kind of ponders and he kind of responds back, well, when I grew up, as you might expect, the life of a slave is not the happiest one, as we know. And mine wasn't particularly, the best. As I kind of look over and I kind of see, my bandaged hand and my bandaged kind of arms. The things I've gone through, they were rough, but I kind of realized something, and I thought about, are there other people like me out there? Those who've suffered, those who've gone through pains and problems due to, greed, self-interest, and all that. And, a long time ago, my mother used to care for me. She did it because she loved her son. And then at some point when I got out and I started seeing people, gone through the same, sufferings, whether it's a broken leg, whether it's an illness, while sometimes they are done because of nature, sometimes it's also done by those with cool hearts, you can say. And that's what I try to do. I try to help those who have suffered because of not their fault and try to help them out. It may be seen odd, yes, for me, one who was born at life, why should I care? But honestly, I don't want to see more people suffer through that. And people should get a choice on what they want in their lives, at least. Not be thrown to one position and have to be stuck down there for the rest of their... It kind of stops there, and I kind of say, I should calm down there. I'm getting a little bit political, I think.
She looks at you in the eye, and she just shakes her head as if she's, trying to figure you out. And she says, you are one of a kind, Tirin Seedov. I have to say, if I was being 100% honest, if I was in your situation, I probably would be very bitter and not nearly as, selfless. Caring? I think I can be a very caring person, but at the same time, if somebody has, put me through what I can imagine what you were put through, I guess I'd be less forgiving. It'd be hard for me to be forgiving and just leave it behind.
Well, the man who did all this, He's gonna get his due punishment. Not now, though. I'm still young. I'm what, 20 right now? 21 turning soon. Maybe a month or so. And at some point I will go back and probably fulfill those urges, but honestly, it's just not... I was bitter when I was young. I won't lie. I was mad. I was angry. But then I realized that there are others who have suffered through me, and I don't want that anymore. I don't feel like that should be a thing that is common, that should be the thing you always see when you go into certain these places. I was in Neanderthals, and the things I saw there with the, what I've heard from what the Darkspawn did there, with the people who kind of suffered through those harsh conditions, I sympathized, and I took all the knowledges I learned and just did what I could. I mean, before I went Dr. Wanderer here, I was Dr. Self-Interest. I only healed myself. That changed when I got out. I calmed down. My apologies if I got. This is just something I've said quite a few times to some people, but not too openly, actually. I have to say. Not many have asked that question.
Well, sorry, I was just curious, but I think I can understand where you're coming from. I mean,
that's fine. You know how they say it, curiosity kills a cat.
Marin's a very powerful person, I understand, she says.
Did she... I never mentioned Amarin.
You're right, you'd never mentioned Amarin.
I just kind of give her a very raised eyebrow look, and I just say, funny. You mentioned the name, but you didn't, but I never mentioned him. And this is the first time we met.
She looks back at your direction, and then she said, oops. And then at that moment, you start to feel silks wrapping around your body, and it actually binds you into like a cocoon. And it's like her entire dress, like just sort of expands out, and all of the cloth just starts wrapping and wrapping. Think if anyone has seen Doctor Strange. Think Doctor Strange cape, but it's like multiples of Doctor Strange cape. It just kind of goes out and just has a mind of its own, and wraps around Tirin. And there's a scarf that actually wraps around your mouth, into like a gag, and you get flipped over upside down, like Spider-Man style, I guess. And she says, Tirin Seedoff, allow me to give you a piece of advice. You really, really need to work on your trust issues. You've got to be very, very careful who you trust. Roll me a perception scene, as well as a knowledge history.
So that's a 15, and then cunning, 17 with 3 sum points. So 15 for seeing, 17 for knowledge.
As she's talking, you realize something. In the back of your head, you remember rumors going around back into Winter about a very notorious slave hunter named Tirin the Wrathful. Now, in your mind, in your head, you always thought Tirin the Wrathful was a dude. But you're starting to realize maybe Tirin the Wrathful is actually female. That's the first thing that starts to go through your head. The other thing that's going through your head is that you notice that her arm grows bare because a lot of the cloth has moved out. So her arms are now bare, and her head, what was on her head dress that was like has unraveled to like cover your mouth, and the wind is picking up a little bit, and you notice that her ears are also pointed. She is also an elf. And on her arm is the brand of a slave brand. And you recognize the brand as the crest of the Alexius family. It's the brand of the Alexius family.
The Alexius family. Do I know them?
Gregarian Alexius, you do know him as a Tevinter Magister. Out of character, this is the same Alexius from Dragon Age Inquisition.
Time travel Alexius.
Okay.
By the way, Hark, I'm not even mad because we all fell for the trope, so I'm not even mad.
So you can tell that she's a slave as well, but she's also a slave hunter. And she says, "Don't take this personally, Tirin. I like you. I really do like you. It has nothing to do with you. I'm just doing my job. I've been serving Alexius for 10 years now under indentured servitude, and this is my last task for him before I finally earn my citizenship. You understand."
As I'm kind of gagged.
She sighs a little bit, and here's the thing. Normally, somebody who really wants to do you in would not even bother doing this, but for some reason, she decides to remove the gag from your mouth so you can speak.
So you just want to go after? So you came after me so you can get your own freedom?
I mean, can't you blame me? That's exactly what you wanted too. I've been following you this whole time, but you're always in public or you're always with your friends, and I just never had the right opportunity until you invited me to the lake all by yourself.
I have to say, you are you're a trickster, that's for sure. I honestly clap because you're a professional, but, well, forgive me, I cannot. As you can see, I'm tied up thanks to you. But you see, what you've just shown me is what you've just proved to me the point I was saying a little bit. You care only about yourself. Your own life, to no matter what others matter into, whatever they get into themselves. Like me, I escaped my master, and you're doing this to bring me back. And do you really think your master will give you your freedom back?
She looks very hurt by this, and then she actually slaps you across the face, and she says, "No." She says, "You have no place to judge me. You don't know what I've been through, and I'm not saying that you didn't go through hell yourself, but I'm just saying that you're blaming me for thinking about only myself. I only had myself growing up, okay? I only had to rely on myself. So don't just sit there all self-righteous and judge me for that."
And you think I didn't go through the same thing? I was alone also. I've gone through hell and back as much as you are. I ran because I took my own initiative. And yet you followed your master, and yet you, as much as I understand you are a slave, you took a job from your master to your own interest, so to speak. I can understand why, but you're still following like a lapdog. Even if it is one little job.
So, what? Are you saying you're better than me?
Better? Oh, no. I am not better. Definitely not. But I understood.
Well, at least I'm earning my freedom through the legitimate channels. You ran away. I gave my time. I put in my indentured servitude, and I am being rewarded after this of 10 years of service. You decided to break the law and run away from your master. So, I'm sorry, if anyone's going to judge anyone, it's going to be me.
I just kind of chuckle a little bit. Maybe you're right. I definitely broke the law for running away. But honestly, the law that there is there. I just kind of do a shrug, or try to. It was as horrible as it is, and what you're just doing right now is you giving the answer that you want this law as much as the magisters up top, even if you are a slave.
Is that all you're going to say? Are we done?
And as I kind of just I kind of smile a little bit, and then Tirin is gonna try, and in many ways he has been trying as he's kind of talking, trying to break out. Either like going for his knife. He usually has maybe a throwing knife, at least one, even though it's not working. And he tries to grab for it and maybe do a little cut and break away. He's trying to break free.
All right. So roll. I think it's gonna be acrobatics, I guess.
Sure. If you want
Or
to.
it could be attack if he's cutting with a knife.
Yeah, but that's
Well, he's
it's
bound.
difficult. It's
He's
difficult,
bound right
yeah.
now. He literally
That's
is tied up. So I would say
Yeah.
to roll in acrobatics and just let me see what you get.
Alrighty. Okay. Am I using my hands for this? Because if I am, I'm going to have to take a penalty because stick on my burnt hand.
Unfortunately, yeah.
How much you say was up? Was that -2?
-2. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
19 with 6
though,
stun
with
points.
6 stun points.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that you miraculously will be able to wiggle yourself out of the binds, and
Go for allies, buddy.
and so let us move to the lake. So
Oh, this is so pretty.
it's so beautiful.
Perfect place for a kidnapping.
Perfect
Yay.
place for a kidnapping. This
What does she
is
look like?
Tirin the Wrathful.
Nice.
As soon as you break free, Tirin the Wrathful is very, very impressed. But she pulls out from behind her dual blades, and she says, "Tirin, I don't want to hurt you. I really don't. You really need to come quietly. Do yourself a favor.
And you better make
Come home."
home? Oh hell no. Not yet. Not after what they've done. And I'm going to kind of quick reflexes. My knife is already out of my hands with
Shock weapons.
speed.
Weapons.
And my throwing knife right now is out, and I kind of just look at her and I go, "There is still a choice in this, you know. You don't have to follow your master's rule, even though you think he can give you full freedom.
She says, "Choice? You think I have a choice?"
Everyone has a choice. You're not into Vinter, right? Is he still following you? Is he watching you?
Tirin, I'm giving you one more chance. Come with me quietly. I don't want to hurt you."
Unfortunately, someone's already taken that quite into an interesting direction, and with that, I kind of put my arm like this, my throwing knife on the other side, and I'm going to use my chakra point to do shocking. I'm going to spend 2.
Nice. So your weapons now have the elemental power of it's electricity
Lightning.
now. Lightning.
Yeah.
Electricity. Yeah.
Her face looks very surprised by this, but seeing that happen, she will now attack you. Roll initiative. Let's see what happens. You don't have your friends with you. We'll see what
I
happens.
know.
Question: could Valor be happen to flying overhead and see that and then alert us?
I don't know. You guys normally keep her in her cage. Normally.
I'm sorry, guys. I want to go after you. I want to go towards you, but
Don't die.
Valor comes and gets us what is it, Valor? Tirin's stuck in a well?
Everybody on Val's back.
I'm sorry, guys. I want to go after you, but I don't think they would do that. Maybe.
Oh, really?
Damn it! One off. Oh well.
the cool thing about Darren is that she gets a move action and her clothing takes a move action.
Oh shit.
So starting with her clothing, her silk's cloth shoots out again towards Tirin and attempts to wrap around your legs to trip you prone. So roll me an acrobatics, Tirin.
Alrighty. So this is just a straight roll then. 18.
Nice. I rolled a 13. So it tries to bind your legs, but you hop out of the way. Then she takes her 2 blades and then she charges at you to strike with them.
Yep. Just took my last one.
Does a 15 hit your
Oh,
defense
just
now?
beats. Just beats. 15
Just
also.
beats.
Yep.
All right. So she does 10 points of damage.
Ow, 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 ow.
At least you're healed.
Yeah.
Then her silk clothing just starts, animating around her.
Tirin just goes by herself. I think I just made a little bit of a mistake. Yeah. I know. Kind of seeing the option, like looking at his hands, he kind of just closes his eyes. Here's the reason why Tirin would want to stay. He wants to prove, at least to the master, that he can still survive by himself at least. That's why he might not go with his people, his allies. I know.
You're not there. You're not there. You're getting drunk. You're not there.
Tirin's gonna see how this goes. If everything goes to shit, though, he's gonna have to do the one thing again. So
I know. I'm loving all this, so it's okay.
no worries. Minor action. He's gonna kind of point his blade and he's gonna mark for death on her, and then so I still have my throwing knife out. So that's why I said. And he's just going to then. Can I still make it melee attack with the throwing knife? Still.
You can. But I think that isn't there a penalty for hitting into melee unless you.
It's not throwing. I just stab with it.
Oh yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I kind of, I'm gonna stab her with, I'm gonna kind of, actually no, I'm gonna cut at the silk rope actually. So I'm gonna attack at their clothes.
Go ahead.
Look, so yeah, this is a -2 of course due to my condition of my current hands. So that's a 16 to hit. Ooh, a single stun point.
Okay.
Does that hit?
The 16
Against the clothes.
Does hit. Roll for damage.
One stun point is going to be spent on giving myself another chakra point, so damage at +2 because of my chakra boost. That's 8 damage. Of course, 2
Alright.
is electricity.
You will attack at the clothes, and it does tear through the cloth. But just an FYI, to your surprise, it looks like the clothes starts to gradually repair itself, repair itself over time.
Does the shocking effect do anything by any chance?
It does a little bit of it does not do extra damage. Perhaps if you had fire element, it might do more damage if it was fire. If you had chosen fire, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps, but oh well.
So the electricity damage doesn't seem to do anything to the clothing at all.
Minor action, major action done, and then with eyeshadow done. So I'm going to take my free ready action critical reflexes. I'm going to unequip my throwing knife and draw a short sword out. And is that also still electrified, the short sword?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay. She will her clothes. I think she's going to move and leap. So I think that's a strength. Yep. She's going to leap on this rock right behind you. And as she's leaping, the cloth behind her kind of she's leaping over you, so the cloth kind of almost attempts to cover you as she's doing that. So the cloth will make an attack roll. 15
hits.
Okay.
No worries. This is what I get for it. Tyr needs to know.
So the cloth once again tries to wrap over your head, and it starts to squeeze in to try to suffocate you, or at least not to try to suffocate you. So you'll have to do an acrobatics or strength roll to escape from that. You're not going to take suffocation damage yet, but you probably will over time. She then will try to strike you with her blades. 19 will hit. And then, so she does 12 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try get rid of. I'm just gonna get rid of the silk.
Go ahead, roll an acrobatics or strength.
Am I using my hands for this?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Then the highest would be dexterity. So that's -2 still though. Wow, 666.
Wow.
666.
Yeah.
Can that like tear up the cloth or something? Oh.
I have an idea.
Oh.
I'm going to kind of grab this silk, like all of it, and I'm just going to hurl it into the lake.
Okay. Yeah, you can grab it and you can hurl it into the lake. Nice. Which means that currently she just has her 2 blades with her.
Yeah.
Impressive, Tirin.
You aren't one shabby yourself, also.
She says, "Come on, Tirin, you're already bloodied up. Just surrender already, and we can just end this now."
Sorry. I'm not gonna go back right now. I've got something else a little bit too important right now to go through. So what did I take? I took an action just to like take off the silk robes. Then Tirin with a minor action, he's just going to book it. He's running away. Bloodied as he is, he's running away. He's running towards back to the city gates.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a. I think running would be some sort of athletics check.
Constitution, actually.
Constitution. All right. Go ahead and roll. I'm gonna see if she can catch up with you.
15.
Okay.
6, a critical before, so you know.
Let's find out.
Constitution. Hers is okay. 9. All right. So she's going to try to catch up to you, but she will not be able to catch up to you yet.
Gotta run.
Where do you go, Tirin?
I'm running back into the city.
All right.
And as I'm running, the electricity kind of dies down from my short sword.
Okay. You will run back into the city. I'm assuming you're looking for your friends.
Yeah, I'm looking for anyone, anyone who I can see first.
So you guys are. I'm gonna say that by this point, you guys are finishing up, like eating your sweets. Maybe it's time. It's about time to turn in for the night. We'll say that there's some fire eaters or something. There's some fire eaters on stage, and they're like spinning the little batons that have the flames on them. Nathan is watching this, and he says, "Man, like Tirin's missing out on this, but things might be heating up for him too. So
That's fair enough. They're quite interested in each other just from a little bit of interaction."
I know. I hope he didn't bite off too much more than he could chew.
Oh, Tirin's a capable young man. He's fine.
He'll be fine.
I mean, he's so close to town, you know. If things just don't go that well, you know, romantically, they can always, you know, have a mutual agreement and just, you know, do whatever.
But dang it, you'd win that bet. Ah.
Yes, we do. Pasha just like claps Leon on the back, like, yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Tirin, you're gonna see your friends watching the fire eaters, as you are still bloodied, by the way.
Yeah, as I kind of went to the town, I've just like probably like sheathed my short sword so I don't look like I'm getting a blade inside, and I kind of just like I walk to them, but I walk a little bit limply, holding, like clenching my side with a little bit of blood. As I go up to them.
Tirin, what happened to you?
Tirin.
What did you say to her?
Don't.
Holy cow. I'm gonna cast heal on him.
In public?
Oh yeah, that's right. People.
And it's.
I mean, you're not a apostate, so
Yeah.
You know,
And as
I'll
Tirin's,
just tap him and cast heal.
as Tirin's going up to you guys, he looks terrified. Like, just for he just now looks afraid. Usually, like, when he was
Can
back,
Daretham see a familiar terror in his eyes?
I would say so.
It's very familiar, Daretham.
He looks over. You see Daretham look over, and then you don't meet his eyes, but Tirin, you're able to see him just look, nod, and he looks back to where you were running from and prepares a paralyze.
I gotta get out. They're after me again. This can't be.
Back to the carnival, everybody.
Slow down, Tirin. What's happening?
They're after me. She's after me. She's after me.
Who?
We can take the
She?
back alleys. We can blend in with the crowd. I'm sure there's some cloth or silk.
Go, I'll watch our backs.
I'm gonna take Tirin and sort of usher him inside. I'm sure I've got a cloak or some sort of thing. I'm gonna cover him up a little bit.
I'm gonna say that if you try to cover Tirin up with a cloak or any piece of cloth, I think Tirin's probably gonna react to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tirin
Well,
doesn't
not
react.
that you would know. Leon wouldn't know.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna try. And then...
He just pushes you away with force. He just no, and he kind of just moves back he's reliving not just the moment, but the past is suddenly flowing back into his mind. And he goes, no, not that, no.
As that's happening, Daretham doesn't grab him, but he just tries to use his voice to pierce through.
Tirin, breathe in. Breathe out. There's no shackles here. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're not going back.
No, I can't go back. Not now.
You're not.
What happened? Nathan asks, concerned.
No, Darren, she, slave hunter, slave hunter.
Wait, the belly hunter is a slave hunter? The belly dancer, the belly hunter, the belly hunter.
Nathan is
The
drunk.
belly hunter. There we go.
This is a very different campaign
Very
right
different
there.
show. Yeah. Nathan, what Nathan actually says was the belly dancer is a slave hunter.
Yes, slave hunter, after me.
I think when you say slave hunter, Pasha's kind of posture kind of shifts a little, and she gets out her shield, and she's just like, Tirin, come on, we're leaving.
No, but the research. We need to get the research done for. No, run. No, we need to run. No. Tirin is right now emotionally. He can't. You got as all you could see. He's just going through lots of emotions.
Tirin, breathe. Focus on your breath. In. Out.
Can't breathe. Suffocation. No, she tried to do it. Don't want to go back.
2, 3. Breathe in. 1, 2.
Leon's going to
Breathe out.
talk to Pasha as Daretham and Tirin are trying to calm down. I think that we should buy an inn for the night to lay low, because if she knew Tirin well enough to lure him away, she would know that we are sleeping with the circus, so we may want to throw her off the trail a little bit.
That is a good idea. Let's find somewhere safe. Are there any taverns?
Yeah, there are. You can go to a
Somewhere
tavern if you'd like.
I'm thinking city center, lots of people.
Yeah.
very
Sure.
watched.
Yeah.
Also, not go to Rousseau's house because she probably will have that
Yeah.
watched as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say that there is a tavern called, if it's Navarra, the Final Repose. There's a tavern called the Final Repose that you can go to if you'd like.
Just for some.
While they're walking, I'm also going to be in the back helping Tirin, but also keeping my eye out for anyone resembling Darren.
Anyone who's holding Tyrion, because Tyrion is he's gonna slow walk, like he's going through shit in his mind right now.
Yeah, I'm making sure that I'm the first person that would be between Tyrion and anyone coming for him. I'm not touching Tyrion though. I know also that that's not a good thing. So I'm maybe using my staff to slowly lean him and like push him, but I'm not actually physically touching him.
Nathan is going to be on high alert, and he's just going to have his hands very close to his holsters as he's watching as you make your way to the tavern. So what do you do once you arrive at the tavern, unless anyone's talking to anyone?
Can I make a check to see if I notice Darren following us, or
Yeah, go ahead.
11? But 3 stun points.
Okay. Yep. You don't see Darren at all. So so you guys get to the tavern, and what happens?
Could we have 2 rooms for the night, preferably next to each other?
Yeah, of course. And he'll ask whatever it says in the player's handbook it is for a night. Whatever it is for a night, somebody pay for that for 2 rooms.
Pasha pays the gold from the Archon stash.
Okay. And you guys are just gonna be there for the night?
I think Pasha she's gonna slide full gold across the
Probably
across
silver.
the table.
Okay.
Okay, if we're paying silver, then she's gonna slide 2 gold across.
gold, okay.
Yeah,
How much?
2 gold. And she says, "Good man, if you would be so kind as to inform us of any young lady wearing dancer's garb, purple in color." And she's gonna give the description of the belly
Sure.
dancer.
Yes.
If you could just inform us of if she enters the tavern before she was able to get up to our rooms, we would be most grateful.
4 silver for 2 nights, or for 2 rooms.
Oh, so this is a lot of money for this guy.
Yeah. Sure, absolutely. Of course, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So you guys are gonna turn in for the night. So 2 rooms. Who's bunking with who?
I'll go with Tyrion.
You'll go with Tirin. Okay. And
Yeah, and Pasha.
Pasha and Leon will just bunk together. Okay.
Where is Nathan staying?
With Tyrion. I assume, unless
he can.
it depends. I mean, that's up to me.
I think Nathan could also get his own room as well. He get his own room on his own too. He's pretty rich, so
Okay.
Nathan will buy his own room. He'll on the other side. Like so, you and
Me and
Leon
Tyrion. Leon and
are
Pasha
on
and Nate.
one side of the room, and then Nathan's in the other side.
Okay.
So
Okay. Do we want to take watches just in case?
I think
I
that
will
would
be, yeah.
Yes.
You guys see Tyrion just like sitting in he sits immediately in bed. He's just like this, kind of hunched up.
I don't know if Darren says anything or reacts to that.
No, he sees it. He's letting him be. Tyrion's calmed down enough so that he's not going to freak out.
So who's taking what shift if you guys are standing watch?
I guess I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I think if we have 3 people, should we double up on 1 watch?
I have a feeling that you may want to, talk to Tirin a little bit. Help him get.
Well, suppose you 3 can take the watches and I'll keep him company.
Yeah.
Nathan will offer to take a watch as well, whichever one.
Pasha will take the third watch.
Okay. So during the first watch, is Daretham saying anything to Tirin? If not, we're gonna move on.
No, I'm gonna let Tirin, like, I'm just gonna be there, slowly, like, keep helping him breathe. There's not really much that Daretham would say. He knows that at this point, Tirin's calmed down enough that he has to process it himself. So he's just being there to support.
Yeah.
Then the second watch is who?
Nathan, I think.
Nathan. All right, and then the third watch is going to be Pasha.
Pasha.
Okay.
Derek, at some point, Tirin kind of just suddenly snaps out of like what his state of insanity almost, and he just kind of looks around, kind of looks at the bed, looks at himself. Oh, right. Looks over at Daretham. I guess I definitely have to say thanks for all of you.
There's no need to. I'm sure you would have done above and beyond what little we do for you.
Aye. Thanks. I mean, it's understandable from your point. You also seem to have the same thing as I have.
Yes, my back was the main target.
I kind of just give a nod. Ever had this before? Being hunted down?
Say again?
Ever had this before? Being hunted down?
He has flashes. A young gray warden, like brown hair, bit of scruff on the chin, looking up at him, stabbing him through the gut, yet being surprised as his claw tears out the boy's throat.
In a way, yes. Not quite for this reason, but yes.
Honestly, I thought I did well. Made sure I ran away. Made sure no one saw me. I guess it was a matter of time. Didn't expect this to be too soon.
We never really do expect it when something like that happens.
Tell me, was your master cruel to you back in the day?
To put it lightly, I deserved it in many ways, though.
Anything I do wrong, even if it's the slightest, I'd get my due punishment. As
Well, I have that experience. Well, let's say I got really, really good at ignoring my morals.
Really?
I had a family to protect.
I guess it's understandable. You at least have someone to care for. Me, I didn't. Had no one. Parents were gone. No siblings. Only myself. Maybe she was right.
Who?
Her. Darren.
In what way?
That. She kind of thinks of it. I'm trying to think right now. That's what she's doing. That's what I've become is not what's supposed to be. You know, when a slave generally gets out, they get selfish, care about themselves. Me, like a thing, care about the lives of others.
Tirin, shut the fuck up. You're one of the most selfless people I've ever met. between the two of us, well, I certainly don't deserve to be here. But there's no place better for you. You were born to help people. And frankly, the first person that you helped was yourself.
I guess you're right. All those, I thought I could just do it by myself. I learned my lesson. All the time I spent outside was all for naught. Now look at me.
Tirin, you're not always going to succeed. It's frankly impossible. But you haven't failed. Because let me tell you what failure is. Failure is when you fall down and you don't get back up. But as long as you climb that step, climb that mountain, that is a success. You are breathing, you wake up every day, and you move on with your life. That's better than I can do.
She sighs out. Ian lies on the bed. Maybe you're right. No, you were right.
One of my rare moments.
I want to go back at some point. Go back and teach that son of a goddamn master.
Then we will. But only when you choose to, and when you're ready.
And he's just gonna lie there, look at the ceiling, thinking.
And Daretham will be there in companionable silence, very grateful that Tirin did not pry into Daretham's comments.
Okay. Pasha, during your watch, it's probably going to be around 4 in the morning, so it's actually reaching, like, the sun will be up relatively soon. The man that you gave the gold to, you'll see him coming up the stairs. The rooms are on the second floor, and he goes up to you and says, "Miss, I was out back," he says, putting out the trash, "and I did see a woman that seemed to fit your description right outside."
Can I make... Is there any kind of insight check?
Empathy, perception empathy.
Empathy for...
I want to see if he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Perception empathy then.
Go ahead.
10.
10.
You're not 100% sure, but maybe he's telling the truth. You're not sure.
Did it look like she was just hanging around out back, or...
Right. She seemed to just be hanging around out back. I didn't approach her or anything, and she didn't approach me. She was just watching the tavern.
Thank you, sir. That is most appreciated.
So he will nod and he will go back downstairs.
Pasha knocks on Leon and Nathan's doors. She's gonna leave Daretham and Tirin alone for a minute. She wakes both Leon and Nathan up, and she just says, "I think we might have company."
So what's the plan? Nathan asks.
should scout and see if where she is and if she knows that we're here or if she's just casing out the joint.
If she's hanging around out back, then she knows we're here already.
How did she find us then? This
She
place
could-
is huge.
She could have accomplices.
She could have marked Tirin in some way, but why did she only show up, what is it, 6 hours later?
I don't know.
I would suggest we simply go down there and confront her. However, this is Tirin's problem. I would hate to just go ahead without his input.
Should we wake him?
I think we should.
Okay. Should we go downstairs and look at the windows just to see if we catch sight of anything? Or would that just give us away?
It's your call.
I feel like that would give us away. I think
Okay.
it would be better to play dumb. If she thinks that we don't know, that she doesn't know that we know that she's out there.
Okay. No, I
don't
get
think
you.
that made any sense, but you know what I mean.
Do you want me to at least go downstairs and have a drink, maybe?
That
We should order some breakfast just in case. You know, it'll be a probing move as well as getting us some food to run away on.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Nathan, you go down, order breakfast, just see if there's anyone knocking about.
And you guys will wake Tirin up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Let me just finish getting dressed and I'll go downstairs and we'll meet back up here.
Okay.
This whole time he's been talking in his pink bunny outfit.
Yeah, he's in his pink, yes, his nug. It's his nug onesie. Because it helps him sleep, it's comfortable.
The gunslinger's pajamas.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really, as amusing as it would be to have Nathan fighting in his onesie, his nug onesie. Because that's an awesome
That is the
sight.
final boss. Nathan gunslinging in his onesie. He is,
In his
he is the
onesie,
final
yes.
boss.
All needs a pink cowboy hat, and he's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so you guys will knock on Tirin's door, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
All right, so Daretham and Tirin, you hear a knock on the door.
Yeah, I would be roused and I'd go up, making sure to keep one eye on the window while I go and open the door.
What is it?
Is Tirin awake?
Yep, we're both awake.